Well, good evening, everyone. My name is David Burke. I'm the mayor of Cypress. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I believe this is the first event of this nature that we've had in the city of Cypress, and so I'm very excited about it. I would like to thank Jerry O'Malley and Rabbi Nancy Myers for their role in bringing this event to life. And a very special thank you to Pastor Mike McKay, whose enthusiasm and drive really brought everything together. So thank you, Pastor McKay. We have a couple of potential program changes tonight. Unfortunately, our speaker from the Islamic community had a conflict and isn't able to attend this evening, but perhaps in the future. And so I wanted to share a little bit about why I wanted to organize an interfaith event here in Cypress. This is an idea that Pastor McKay and I discussed earlier this year. We sat down over coffee and had a great conversation, and it turned out it's something that was on both of our minds. It's no secret that our communities can feel divided these days. And in my line of work, I see that division based on political party affiliation. But maybe it's based on age or race or other characteristics. And it feels a little bit different to me and maybe to many of you than the world that I grew up in. When I was young, I went to a school with kids of all different ages or all different races and backgrounds. I played sports with kids from all different neighborhoods. And I learned so much from my peers who had different experiences than I did, who knew things that I had never heard of before. Today I feel like perhaps because of, maybe it's the internet, maybe it's social media, it's a little bit easier to kind of go off into your own bubble. And I see people maybe more inclined to spend time with folks who they think already agree with them, or to consume media or read things that they think are already going to confirm what they think, rather than having their beliefs challenged by someone or something totally different. But I think that there is an antidote for that, the kind of division that comes when people start to segregate themselves a little bit. And it's a very simple one. It's getting to know each other better. I've found in this year as mayor that in going to dozens of events and speaking to hundreds, if not maybe thousands of Cypress residents, the thing that really stands out to me is how much we have in common. And the more that I learn about the residents of our city, the less that those differences matter. There may be someone who has different political views than I do, but when we sit down for a cup of coffee together, I feel like we're walking away from that cup of coffee as friends. And that's largely why I wanted to help organize this event tonight, because Cypress is a very diverse community. And that diversity creates an opportunity for all of us to learn from people who have had different experiences or who hold different views. And so I thought by coming together tonight, perhaps we could learn a little bit more about each other, and I believe that good things will flow from that. So thank you very much for joining us for this inaugural event here in Cypress. And we're going to kick it off this evening with a musical performance from Temple Beth David.
So I'm Cantor Nancy Linder. I've been at Temple Beth David since 2000, And today we have Rob Weishner accompanying us on the keyboard and members of our Beth David Choir. In Judaism, twice a day, we say a prayer called the Mi Chamocha, Ba'alim Adonai, who is like you, amongst all the gods that are worshipped, because it was through our exodus from slavery in Egypt, or from the Mitzrayim, from the Narrows, that we could find and experience freedom. And that was when we could make that commitment to have a covenant with God. And so we exclaim, who is like you? Because with hope, with prayer, we pray that all peoples may know freedom. So I'm taking you back to the desert of Egypt. Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts, a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is spread, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. In this time of fear, when prayer so often proved in vain, hope seemed like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now